Hello and welcome everyone. Today we have a very special episode about the women in leadership. Now, why this episode is so special? Because yesterday we did the same interview, but due to so many of the technical issues and some unexpected events and so many things went, so we decided to redo it so we can give the justice, we can celebrate the talent, we can really celebrate the women in leadership. So, as I have announced that the woman in leadership today we are doing with Dr. Padmini Pai. She is a project lead of a seed program by New South Wales government. Now it's about the health. The seed itself resembles something the beginning, something good, something nourishing, and she is leading that project. So she must be having so many experiences, so many interesting talk to share. Another thing is she is leading the whole project. So it would be so interesting to know what is this whole project all about and how this big project can also be used, or the tips or the principles of that can be used for the well-being of a family or a unit. So let's begin our talk. I welcome you, Dr. Padmini Pai, on Harita's conversation.
Thank you.
So, as you know, that this year's theme is about women in leadership, uh, especially about the International Women's Day. I'm not saying it's Women's Day because we have celebrated, but I'm celebrating Women's Month. So this theme is women in leadership achieving equal position, equality in the COVID era. If we can begin with your comment on this subject.
Thank you, Harita, for inviting me today. It is a very humbling experience to share my thoughts at this crucial time. I think for us, what has happened is we've had a two-speed reality. The beginning of 2020 saw the emerging of the bushfires in Australia, this part of the world, and by the time we could take a breather, COVID hit. So I think your topic is very, very apt, where we realize that it is high time that we take care of ourselves and of each other as well. So thank you.
Okay, so what would be your comment on these themes, like, women is achieving equality in the post-COVID world? How do you see the leadership in the post-COVID world, especially in the area where you are, it dominated by the women? How do you see the leadership?
Harita, the way I see leadership, especially from where I come, is more from the point of us being complementary to each other.
Yes.
So, yes, we are in a women-dominated field in the healthcare. And I think because there are so many of us, we always see that we are complementing each other's role. And I think when it comes to health and illness, somewhere it is a great leveler. So I think the way I look at my role at the current time is more complementary to women to women, women to men, and I think leadership per se, if we see, it's very prominent as a gender issue. But I think if we go one step beyond that, it is definitely about elevating the human experience.
Oh, that's so good. So we already, you gave a glimpses of the seed project and also about the leadership. So my next question is, if you can give a bit more detail about the seed project, what is it and how it's getting, how it's helping the community as a large across the New South Wales, or it will affect.
Thank you. So the basis of the seed program was a very non-hierarchical structure that we put in place right from the beginning. So we were there as human to human, if I may say.
Mm-hmm.
And my background is allied health social work.
Okay.
So the principles that really supported my work was a participatory action methodology. So what I mean by participatory action methodology is going to the community, going to a family and finding out what they want.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we are experts in the field, but really keeping our expert hat aside and really listening, deep listening to what the needs of the community is or the
Uh-huh.
individuals, and then building from there.
Oh,
And
okay.
the another plus point about the seed that influenced my thinking was a post traumatic growth model,
Mm-hmm.
not a post traumatic stress model.
Okay.
And basically, this was because Harita, I was dealing with about 150 health professionals.
Oh.
Sadly, 7 or 8 of us in that area had lost their homes
Okay.
totally to the ground and still turned up to work to take care of another person. And I
Hmm.
think that's pretty special.
Yes, it is.
So the seed program was really based on very, very strong principles, and lessons learned is easily transferable.
Okay. So, as you said, it's easily transcribed, and you are in the leadership. The question comes up, uh, where the program come into existence, it get implemented, and the leadership role was said. What do you think? What make you the best suitable person or a candidate to lead the program? Because I'm sure there may be many candidates over there. uh, what quality you see in yourself as a leader, and that can help the other women to see themselves as a leader?
I think one quality that I bring is collective leadership. So, like I always say, just because there's one driver of the bus doesn't mean the rest of us don't know to drive. So it's very humbling for me when you say that I led the project, I do got to take ownership, but there was not a single day when I did this by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So every day there was a new leader who emerged, and I walked side by side that person.
Oh,
So I
that's
was like
so
an
good.
thank you. I
Sorry,
was
go
like
ahead.
an insider outsider. So really immersed myself for about 7 months, being on the ground and doing the work. Currently, I've moved into my permanent position. I was seconded to go to Milton by my CE Margot Mains. She is a very inspirational leader, and uh, she chose me among 8,000 employees because in my previous project I worked very closely to her. So that was the starting point.
Okay. You said about that the person is inspirational personality whom you work together, and I think she is also the CEO of your program. Um, who is your inspiration? Because everybody has somebody whom they look for, they get inspiration from. Who is in your case?
In my case, in my personal life, my mom is my inspiration. She's no more, but she was a very strong person. She was a homemaker, and I am what I am because of my mom and her sacrifice in raising our family with so much care and devotion. In the
Yes.
workspace, I think if I have to, there's so many people. If I have to choose one person, it's definitely Margot Mains, our CEO.
Mhm.
And especially in the seed program, she had shown a side of her that's pretty special.
Okay.
So her vulnerability and her honesty, I think, was like the golden thread throughout the seed program. So she's from New Zealand and she was heading the organization in New Zealand during the Christchurch earthquake
Mhm.
as well. And right in the beginning, Margot Marco said one thing that in the Christchurch episode, she put processes in place, thinking, you know what, there's so much of devastation and we've got to really put processes in place. But then soon she realized that that was at the cost of people. And then she never made that mistake again. And that's why she put people first.
Okay. So people first, I think it's the first quality what the leaders see in themselves and always think about, because it's the welfare of the larger people or the larger community is always in the mind of a leader. Whatever they do, even they take a small step or they take a big step or they want to bring some revolution or just continue the path. So the next question
Absolutely.
comes in my mind is, when you talk about this welfare and everything, your PhD is also about the well-being of a working women. You measure the stress level and the well-being. If we put the same theory or the same research findings on the global scale, how do you see the thing? If you can comment or if you can share about that, that would be great.
Definitely. So I was awarded my PhD in 2002, and I feel it's so current even today because during that time when I did my study, India was going global and a lot of women leaders were emerging in the corporate sector. And essentially, one of my findings was that women who were single devoted much more to their jobs, and women who had family responsibilities had many more challenges. So that was my hypothesis. And at the end of my study, what we found was the stress among women executives who were single chasing a career was much higher than the people who had women who had many more responsibilities. And doing a deep dive into the data collection, what was found, and this was one of the path breaking findings as well, was that women who had multiple roles had also multiple support systems. And that's how, because of the support systems, they were much more organized in the way they handled stress. And I think because of the work life balance, what they gave was from a very different space than a space of continuous giving and not refilling. So that's been behind my mind as well in the way I've shaped the way I function, and when I'm dealing with someone in front of me on a one-to-one basis, really looking at that systems approach.
So when you said it's a system approach and you also found out, so and now you are also working on the seed program. So if I can ask you, if I take the opportunity and ask you three tips, what you can suggest for the women to overcome uh, general challenges what they face day to day life, and which can push her towards the professional development, personal development, overall well-being kind of thing. What are the three things you think women need to step up or pass on that hurdle, and how they can do it?
Okay. The first thing I would say is really trust your gut,
Okay.
because all of us have got that much of tacit knowledge, knowledge that we hold within ourselves. So, really, that should be our starting point, that should be our motivation. And going into that ancient wisdom that we all carry. The second tip is small is all. So everything that we do, really to respect that ourselves. It may be something very small, but we develop one over the other. So today, when we've got so much of resources, or we are overexposed to media, with due respects to you as a media person, everything is at our fingertips today.
Yeah.
So at that time, it's very important to see what we know than what we don't know. So for that, we have to go inward from time to time as much as we go outward.
Okay.
And the third tip that I would give is, please put yourself in the mix, put yourself in the center, and not to take well being lightly. So well-being is not a soft science, it is an emerging science.
Uh-huh.
So to really consider well-being not before and after work or, restricted to a yoga mat, but during work, how can we put well-being in place?
Okay. So also take a break when you need to and just, don't rush kind of thing. That's what you are suggesting?
Yes, almost taking the time to stop and sharpen our axe. So, like I always say, the precious body that we have itself gives us a lot of messages if we
Mm-hmm.
listen. Yeah, and sometimes I feel I'm guilty as well because right now next to me is my coffee. So, we take a lot of stimulants, or we've got all these little tricks, and we've got chocolate ready, and we've got all these stimulants that keep us going, which is very good because they're comfort food as well. But at the same time, really, when we are tired, to just take a little break, or if there's lots to do, and we really can't afford to take a break, just change the pace of what we are doing. Not to do one activity continuously,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, to really, mix things around. So we use different parts of our brain and we can give our best.
Oh, that's so useful tips. It's very simple. It sounds so simple, and we think, oh, that is easily, doable kind of thing. You don't need to put special efforts. And I thank you for sharing that. So we are going towards the ending of our conversation. What is the message you would like to give on this occasion? Because I'm not saying International Women's Day, but I'm saying International Women's Month, because there may be so many inspirational leaders out in the world in the different field. The women are doing good. Some they are very well known, some they are like, hidden heroes or unknown heroes kind of thing. If from your perspective you want to give the message to all the women who are leader in their own life, for if even if they are housewives or even if they are on the top position running the companies or the CEO, one leader is always there. What's your message for those leaders?
I'm big on well-being. So my message would definitely be bloom where you're planted. You would have taken a lot of effort to reach there. Celebrate your success, and also for our viewers who are male, nurture that feminine side of you. Because male and female, if you even really have to see it from an Indian context, we have both qualities within us. So it's like our left and our right brain. It's just sometimes because of culture and socialization, we say this is women's role and this is men's role. So today, when we really developed all those special skills that we would have associated with our dads or our granddads, we are able to do today. And many of the tasks are now gender neutral.
Yep.
So it's high time that we also recognize the feminine quality in our sons, in our brothers, in our partners, and for us to bloom as humanity.
That's so good to know. I hope all the viewers who join us today on the live session and who will watch this video after I post it, these simple steps will be very helpful if we can, implement it, if we can put it them in the practice. Also, the message is so important. Like we need to nurture ourselves, whatever we are. Also, the family needs to nurture the site and also to keep the balance across the society. Both of us, like male and female, they understand each other's responsibility and respect that, and that's how we can create a beautiful world outside. Thank you so very much, Dr. Padmini Pai, for your time, and I wish you all the best for all the upcoming exciting projects and challenges.
Thank you, Harita. Thanks to you, and thanks to all the viewers as well. Take care of ourselves and take care of each other.
Bye bye.
Bye.